Hello。
你拿回来。
Hello。Hello。
Hello， 随便吧，按心率。是吗？
这个跟他说，先说差不多，你加的。
I mean, I think this will be. If we can hook up to it, like this will be okay.
No, I'm for sure this could work. It's just I think it's the difference of how to tap it. Team 6 knows how to do it.
Tap it.
Team 6. So can we just use this one?
Yeah, you can. If we don't get it working by itself.
好紧，那个小角落挺有的。
20分钟。
大家都这么紧张干什么？我们要玩游戏吗？石头来孙杨步，输人请客。请干什么？吃什么？甜品。神经病啊
Yeah, it is. Because when Team 6 was practicing here, they used this one and it worked.
There might have been an audio. Or if you turn.
So the volume is
Yeah, that's
ready to the
But
maximum.
like this is already hooked up to this room, so I don't know whether if like.
Maybe turn this off.
Yeah, I was gonna try turning this off and see if that works. Because it might be like if this is hooked into one Bluetooth device, then it's not able to hook up the other.
Hello? Hello?
Wait, it tapped.
I think it's on, but when I say something, it didn't get amplified. But it's on.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird.
Wait, can I say again?
Hello?
It's like a little bit amplified.
Anyone from Team 6? No, I don't think so. This is brand new battery. Hello. Shit.
So it is kind of amplified, but not as loud as the other.
Yeah, it used to be pretty loud this afternoon, so it has to be.
I mean, this is maxed out right now.
Yeah.
Maybe if you talk louder. Oh, did you switch it?
So,
Do you want to use this one? Probably better. This is way more amplified.
Okay.
And they'll just pass it around.
Yeah, let's use this one as the primary one, and if when Team 6 got here, I can ask them how they figure out how to use this.
Yeah, because this one's like way louder.
Yeah.
So. You guys can just go ahead and use this one.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
This works. It's just very quiet. You just turn it on for now, so it doesn't play loud.
坐了，我慢挡住，一挡住人家那种感觉。哎呦，最后一个多好。哦，不好，我是第一个不好，
你是第一个，弄完了你就说。
对。可是第一个他们会不会给分很保守啊？会。
这是有可能。
但是无所谓啊，无所谓。我就看他下面的时候给我们改回来。OK。
对，所以是30秒。
30秒拍。
可是你怎么叫琳达过来？
那我们开始的应该会这样过来。
叫琳達站過來。現在他們我哋話而家去採嘅。
而且到时候说什么就不要管时间了，就是如果超时间就超，不管他叫他叫，你是说是 OK， 就不管他了，代表超时扣分了，是不是
？You're right.
You're right. 对他不可能卡不。
对啊，代表有超，不用管他。晚上跟我们去人家家朋友吃了，那时候就把你放上去，所以你就上了。你妈你下午是这样说，下午你我们都让你去做 project， 你非要下午跟他说了一声，我还是写吧。啊？你玩我？你玩我？
又敲门
啊！你玩我？
喜欢吗？
好爽！啥掉蛋公司？
你操，你很能写吗？我有个屁。
没有关系，
反正不是那样的。
跟我来一遍。所以你骗我一下啊？
没有。
Wow. Oh, so I can't go there.
Yeah, you can go over there. It's like, yeah, up until that corner. So just like try to stay up.
Oh, hello?
Is it amplified?
Yeah.
But it's not as loud as that one.
Camera shot.
Hey, I think it might be the, I don't know why, I'm the IT guy now. Okay. Hey, can you guys hear me in the crowd? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Is it good enough?
I think her voice is just more amplified. Because it's at the same volume.
Wait, I turned it on though.
Yeah, it was on.
Oh, it was on.
just really quiet.
Yeah, so it's just on.
That's weird. Was it?
Green light? It's just on. Yeah.
Was it loud today? In the?
I think it's louder today.
I maybe when we were rehearsing up here, it was just really loud because we were talking, we were like screaming.
I could hear it clearly on YouTube. So
Okay.
it's just yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer using this one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's on right now. It's just
Hello? Chill.
yeah.
Chill. It's sort of working, but it's low. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, let's use it.
Can we not using the mic? Is this okay?
No.
For recording purpose, please use mic.
Yeah, please use mine.
还有5分钟。
你要讲15分钟我们就结束了。15分钟我们就结束了。耶。所以
加油，各位！
对啊，开心。
不要，就这样。
不要，或者我们就是你要不开头做啥？你说说。
对你开始说的时候，我们知道。
对，因为你刚刚说一下，刚刚说我们跟我开始，他坐下面就好，对不对？哎，就是我们前面就自我介绍的时候会说到，他就举个手，是不用，
这个所以就直接叫他过来吧，我觉得。
我觉得不太好，他不尊重，对。
让 Alex 说，告诉他让 Alex 说。
没有，我知道，对，就是我在介绍我喊到他名字的时候，让他就是举个手。
肯定他自己会。
对，我就觉得他会，对 ，OK。
那 OK， 现在让他做，那什么叫他？就让他那个时候开始说的时候，不是，我们叫他不要这样，就他开始我叫他下去，
那么让大家看他走上比较好看，对，就这样。
I have one slide I want to present for you guys, but then we'll switch.
Oh, okay.
Besides example.
你好坏啊！不要说。
The mic for it?
Mic.
All right, guys. That's great. Can you? All right, cool. It's pretty mic. Yeah, welcome to the CS169 demo day. If you are a client, a customer, please raise your hand. Who has representation from customers? Woo! Give a round of applause for them for the whole summer helping out with you guys. All right, so there'll be 10 teams competing and presenting their projects. We'll talk about prizes after the fact. But yeah, so students work really hard this summer on all sorts of projects. And so for judges, we have 3 judges in today's panel. So we have Kevin, if you want to stand up. So Kevin works at Facebook now, but he actually used to TA CS169 with me back in my senior year. And then we also have Joe, who works at Google. And then Kenzen, who has been working in a bunch of startups, is a Berkeley grad as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the first team.
Hello. Hey guys, this is team 3. We've been working on Simpatico Pub. My name is Jeff, and we have Zipei, Jack, Gilbert, Alex, Li Kong, and our customer Linda. Okay. Okay, so the main purpose of our website is to create a database of user-generated content about companion dogs and dog breeders. It's also designed to help dog lovers to find simpatico puppies with whom to share their homes and lives. Okay, so regarding of technical difficulties, we had a very low starting point. As you can see, our project couldn't even build at first, and its test coverage was only like 38%. So that means we had to like fix everything first and make sure that all those legacy code have been tested before we could start to implement our own feature. Okay, so here's a list of all the functionalities we've built so far, and those with underlying have higher priority according to our customer Linda. Okay, so now we are gonna demonstrate the improvements we've done for UI. Okay, so the first page will be the home page. So that's an old version, and this is the current version. So we've completely changed the whole layout, and we also added a few animations here. Okay, and this is a new sign-up page. Okay, and this is how our website looks like on the mobile devices. Yeah, we've made it much more mobile friendly here. Okay, and now we'll do a live demo.
All right, now we're gonna show the first feature we built, which is Kong activation. Besides extending functionalities, we also valued security. Now, customer have to respond with a Kong active email in order to sign up successfully. All right, as you can see, you have to go to email and active your account. Now your account has been activated. All right, next feature we built is reset password. So if you forgot your password, you can always reset your password. Just enter your email address. Then you should receive an email which contains a link and a link to password reset, which can be only used once and will expire in 30 minutes. All right. Now just enter new password and it should be reset. All right, next we're gonna show more services of this web.
Now we're gonna introduce you some advancements that we did for the website services. So feature common functionality highlights how people commented on a breed. As you can see, the original implementations, the UI design is kind of bad, and you can only display a pre-selected comment. And the new website we made here, it will randomly spawn a new comment, and users are free to see all of them by clicking these 2 buttons. As for the main services that we provide, Rate Your Dog, the basic structure is implemented by the previous team, but it had a lot of bugs and it breaks often, so we have to fix them and improve a lot. For example, to create a new breeder, we add a location validation check. If a user enter a invalid input, we will check it. For example, Berkeley is not in Alabama, and if user enter it, it will prompt the user to re-enter the data. Now we enter a correct data, and you can rate your dog, and the dog will be in our database.
So originally, after the user enter their pubs, they have no way to access their own previous record. So that's why, which is one of the biggest problem of our website, which we built this My Pubs page, such that the user can see all of the previous rating. The user can either delete it, edit it, or view the details of it. And in this view page, we built this page such that all the user can see the details page of detailed information of their pubs. We also built this radar chart which the user can compare their own rating to the average rating of the same breed. We also enable user to edit their pub. With clicking this button, we'll redirect the user to this page, which all the user can edit all the information they did before. And next will be a admin feature.
The last core feature we built for our project is the admin page. The purpose of the admin page is to reduce the difficulty for our customer to maintain this website. We have redesigned all functions in this page. After logging in, the admin should have full access to all data in the database. For example, we can go to the breeder page and perform different operations such as view, edit, or delete to every single breeder. Similar for the dog and breed page. Also, the admin can extract existing data from the database. In case if the website got compromised, the admin can still use the backup data to recover the database and minimize the impact. In addition, we built a file manager and an email delivery system, which allow the admin to send email with or without attachment to all users.
Also, we care about how sustainable our website is. Therefore, we build an entire new feature, site preference. In here, we allow the owners to edit everything on the website on the fly. So let's say 2 years later, no one care about pub, but the chickens, especially a chicken called Nugget. Then maybe setting a site titles can improve the user experience. So you can change it, it will display it on the fly. And maybe adding an ad will also make the site be more useful. Then you can go down to one of the page, use our text editors we provide, embed the ad, and update. Of course, it will update it on the fly. We also understand that not every change that we build can bring positive impacts to a website. Therefore, we have a whole new features, site analysis. In here, we track all the data creations. So you can see the user trainings, you can see pub trainings, you can see how well our service got distributed, got saved. We also track the most relevant HTTP requests. So you can see which server got hit the most and how many requests we handle per day. So the owners can know what she should do in order to upgrade. So maybe let's Linda to talk about the feedback.
Thank you. As the client for this project, I really enjoyed working with this team. They listened very carefully to my goals and the feedback that I gave them and implemented those things, but they also had a lot of really great ideas about other improvements to the website that I hadn't even thought about. And they also were great at troubleshooting when we ran into problems. They worked really hard to create a very complex and capable website, and I appreciate all that hard work. I'm very grateful, and I really think that they deserve to meet Chicken Nugget.
So that's it. Thank you, guys.
Hold the mic closer to your phone, so yeah. That way they can hear you. And then, so the camera view is like from here to there. So just stay under where the light area is.
Hello? Hello? Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Team 9, and my name is Zoe Ho. Let me introduce our great teammates. So Calvin, Nathan, Jay, Russell, and our teammate Susan from the hospital. So let me talk to you about our customer first. So the Datong Society is the first student-run organization at UC Berkeley that focuses on Chinese students. And it also provides a platform for students interested in Chinese and East Asia. They lead and organize seminars, film nights, and all the other kind of events for the China study, which is really important for people in Berkeley to get to know more about China. And the app is really important for it allow members to see all the kind of events, including the recruitment next semester. And we also build a network within the China study community, share results, and we also allow core members to organize better.
So in the previous version of our app, there was a lot of functionality missing that really prevented this website from being usable. For instance, users could not log in or even sign up for an account. Members were not being shown correctly on the website. Resources could not be uploaded or downloaded by anyone. And the dull UI needed improvements to become more attractive to improve recruitment for the upcoming semesters.
For the improvements that we have made during the project, we debugged the login and sign up page, and we require new members to confirm their emails when they sign up. And we created 3 types of membership, and as well as membership system, and we can allow users to edit their accounts information. And we also create a calendar, and which can display the upcoming and past events. And we can also allow resources to upload and download. We improve the user interfaces and a lot more features after we did iteration 4.
So now it's time for the live demo.
So basically, this is our new UI where you can see this is completely different from the old UI you have seen from the video. So now basically we can log in. We can create an account here, but now I'm gonna use a regular account that I have just created. So after you log in, and it takes some time. Yeah, after you log in, you can see like there are a whole bunch of buttons here on the navigation bar. So for the event page, where as a regular user, you can see like what events the Datong Society has. Like you can click on it to show the detail of the event, and then you can check it out. But you are not allowed to edit it. And this is very essential because as a member, you want to know what the society has functioned for you to check it out. And then going to the people page where you can see like the core members of the society. So the core members of the society is basically like the committee members of the society, and you can know like who is the chairperson, who is the vice chairperson. So you will know more about the society as well. And sometimes if you want to join a function, you need to contact the core member as well. So. And for the next page, like here, you can see a bunch of resources here where you can download, but I think I should like remove the core member like type here. So usually they can only like download the resources as a regular member. So for example, you need the schedule of the upcoming event you want to flying or a leaflet of the society. So you can download it here. So this is the point of view from a regular user. So if we go to the point of view of an Ambit account, so now we go to the event page. So now we see other buttons, more features, like we can create an event here. So after we create an event, say after you create it, you click on it, you will see like a new event added to the calendar, and then you can add it and delete it. So this is basically for the admin or the co-members of the society to create some events for the members. So it is a very important feature as well. And then after that, going to people page, now you have one more like buttons here where you can manipulate the membership type of the users. So basically, now you can see this is the core member. I can remove it. So now going to this page, you refresh it, you can see like I cannot like upload or delete resources because I'm not a core member now. So basically, if you want to promote an active member of the society to be an event admin or a co-member, you can do it by this feature. So after that, for the resources page, and as I mentioned before, you can upload or delete resources. So basically, like think you are one of the community members of the society and you want to upload resources. Say I have a new leaflet, the event, I want to promote it. You don't really want to like send an email for everyone or like text messenger using kind of that. So you just, for this feature, after building this feature, you just need to upload the resource here, and then for the users, they can simply like go to this website and download it. So it saves the user a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. So, and as well, we can allow them to edit their profile picture to introduce or self-description to let them introduce themselves to the users. Yeah, so actually there are a lot more fun features there.
So I'd like to talk about our overall impact. On the technical side, we have a very healthy and well-tested code base. Our code climate GPA went from 3.0 at the beginning to 4.0, and our test coverage went from 95% to 100%. And now our biggest impact is on the actual users who are going to be using the site. And now .tool members now have a functional and aesthetic web application, and this will allow the organization to attract more people and hopefully get more people involved in China studies. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone line up in order and show.
Don't be afraid to take advantage of the scene stage too. Yeah.
Everyone line up in order. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be him, me, Sean, Noah. Wait, what are we? This one? Me here? Oh, no, just. Do you have all the tabs open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. What happens to presentation? Cool. Cool? Yeah.
Sorry. Wait, just confirm. Wait. Also, your email. Is your email accessible too?
Yeah, there is.
Wait, what the? Is it? Sure. What's the file? Okay.
This goes here. Is this the? Very cool. Thanks.
And then just hold this close to your mouth.
Sure. Cool.
Sure.
All right.
And then the video goes from here to here. So just stay with this.
Okay. Sure.
It's connected.
Okay.
Whoa, wait, we need your phone. Yeah, use yours.
You ready? Hi everyone, sorry for the wait. Thank you for coming. We're Team 4, and our client was Community Grows, a nonprofit organization in the Bay Area. And before we begin, I'd like to introduce our team. That's Sunpyo, that's Noah, I'm Will, that's Wen right here, that's Sean, and that's Tongju right there. And if we can continue. So about Community Grows. Community Grows is a nonprofit organization in the Bay Area, and they're committed to 3 things. One of them is equitability, and they're committed to food justice and lower income people of color neighborhoods. The second of which is sustainability. They want to foster environmental stewardship and awareness in young people. And the third thing is safety. They're very committed to keeping young kids away from crime and teaching them about gardening and about cooking and about useful skills. So they do this through 3 different programs, the first of which is environmental education. They offer students a garden where they can learn how to grow their own nutritious organic food. The second program is called Seed to Mouth, and this allows them to cook using the organic produce that they made from the gardens. And the third program is called Beets. That's a paid internship that teaches children and young adults how to manage their own gardens. And today, every year, their programs serve 1,300 young kids in the Bay Area. And if you can move to the next slide. So where did we come in? And now I'd like to talk about our client, Kelly. She's a deputy director at Community Grows. And what she wanted us to do was improve mainly 3 different aspects of her website. The first of which was extensibility. Community Grows is a rapidly changing, mutating organization, and their committee lineup goes through a lot of different changes, and their user base changes very, very quickly. So the question was, how do we improve the mutability of this website, and how do we allow less tech-savvy older members change whatever they want without hard coding everything in there? The second aspect that she wanted us to improve was centralization. As an organization, it was very important to create a centralized hub where Community Grows didn't have to rely on third-party software. So what we did was we streamlined a lot of the processes, so what they wanted to achieve and fulfill, they didn't really have to go that far. They could do everything inside the website. And the third aspect that you want us to improve was communication. How do we ensure that every member and every committee in Community Grows receives the right information at the right time? There's so many different media that they need to transmit between back and forth, and we needed to make sure that everything reached the right person. And now I'd like to take it over to Wen.
Thank you, Will. So let's talk a little bit about the issue of extensibility. So as an expanding organization, Community Grows is undergoing a lot of changes. New committees are being created, retired, new members are cycling through all kinds of committees all the time. And with that requires a more dynamic system in which committees are managed. So as you can see in the next slide, previously, the way the board portal was created was that there's these 3 fixed categories: internal, external, and executive. And the primary issue is that these were hard-coded into the committee's table. And they're not able to reflect the changes, cannot accommodate the rapid changes that Community Grows is undergoing. So what this really means is that if it's not fixed, the website needs replacement. Because if I have new committees and they're not reflected on that drop-down menu, and it just causes all sorts of problems. So in the next slide, I'm going to show you how we're going to demo this feature. So as you can see now, if in the committees drop-down menu, these are some custom committees that we were able to create. And if you were to go to our admin dashboard, right there on the drop-down, admin drop-down, yeah, and you go to committee management, and let's just create a committee called CS169, and let's call the description demo. Now you see a new committee is created. Actually, click on the committee's drop-down menu, and you'll see that it's not reflected in the drop-down menu. And this is part of the dynamic way in which we are making sure that admins have access to. Dynamic ways in which admins can manage their committee structures. So for example, if we click on show, you'll see that the resulting change is that the drop-down menu now has a new column called CS169. And yet another feature is activation, and what this does is allow admins to quickly archive a committee, so they can quickly deactivate, activate, do quick changes, and make sure that other members can peruse through these histories of announcement and documents. And yeah, so what the overall impact really is increasing the longevity and the usability of this website through all the changes that Community Grows is experiencing. And now I'm going to pass you off to Sean, who's going to talk about the issue of a decentralized platform.
So the problem with the old system, in which if one wanted to manage calendar events, is that there was actually 3 separate systems. The first system being Google Calendar, which was where the main public and private and administrative events were all managed. But there was also the public face of Community Grows, the WordPress website, where there was a timely calendar that was completely separate. And finally, in the board portal, there is a separate system of event management. And all 3 of these are desynchronized, so it's very easy for these 3 records of calendar events to diverge, and it's a huge headache for Kelly to manage. So what Kelly asked us was to basically synchronize Timely with the board portal. And at first we tried a lot of crazy, ridiculous things like iframe and Timely, like embedding Timely, but through research we found out that we could actually sync Timely with Google Calendar. And from there the solution became clear. We would use Google Calendar as the primary source of all events, and we would embed Google Calendar onto the board portal. And so if you go into our actual board portal dashboard, you can see here that we actually have this, it's a Java widget called Full Calendar, which has two separate Google Calendars actually that are color coded. But the tan isn't actually very pretty right now. It's kind of hard to see. So if you go to Calendar Management and if you go into Calendar 3, you can adjust the color of the calendar. Let's say set it to purple. And you can, let's show public events too. Let's add that calendar. I'm not sure why it's hidden. And if you go to the dashboard, you can see that all these changes are immediately reflected. And the benefit of this is now we have a very clean and easy to use interface from which Kelly can now just add an event to Google Calendar and it's reflected across 3 places. And now Noah will introduce meetings.
All right, thank you, Sean. I'm going to continue talking about this idea of decentralized resources on the Community Grows board portal, but this time I'm going to be talking about it in terms of meetings. The problem here is that before summer, information for upcoming meetings on Community Grows were spread out amongst 3 separate locations. Agendas were on Google Drive, meeting hangout locations were sent through email, and information about description and location of meetings were on the Community Grows website. So our solution to this problem was to create a location where admins can curate information for upcoming meetings, and of course the board members can access this information. I'll go ahead and demo this feature for you right now. If I can have Wen head over to the meeting management page. If an admin would like to create a meeting, they just go down there and click New Meeting, fill out the relevant fields. Or if they'd like to edit a meeting, they can of course just click on a meeting and edit it, update anything they'd like. And then after this, any admin or user can view the changes in the Meetings tab. They can see the name of the meeting, the date, and the time. If they click on it, they can have a location, a description, as well as a link to the agenda for the upcoming meeting. All right. And if we go back, there's also a link to join the Google Drive, Google Hangout meeting directly. All right, and I'm going to pass it back to Sean to wrap up our presentation.
So the last feature which we inherited from the legacy code was is in regards to internal communication. So there are actually several things which trigger emails so that the members can be updated on like what's going on with the board portal. The problem is all these emails are being received real time. So whenever an announcement, document, meeting, committee was being created or updated, users would just get tons of emails, like 20 emails a day. So our solution, of course, was implement an email digest where users can choose to receive emails once a day or once a week and just have a very clean summary that just includes all of the events that happen. And so if you go to the Wen's email here, Will's email, you can see an example of one of these email digests. And we have main announcements, main documents, meetings compiled, and various committee updates all organized very neatly. And one last thing in addition to this is we implemented emergency announcements in case Kelly wanted to bypass the digest and send an email out to everyone everyone immediately. And that's one last thing. And to Will.
And everyone, that concludes our presentation. So thank you so much and have a great evening. Thank you.
Try to stay on the podium, or at least keep yourself right to this pin, otherwise you won't be recorded.
The left, right? The left, okay.
Oh, yeah. In the light. Yeah. Stay in the light.
You have to. Oh.
Wait. Again, like.
Just switch.
Switch to another force.
Not another computer.
Should be very pleasant. Can you try the other lightning?
Do you have your Google? Is it?
Yeah, so do we have HDMI or?
No, we have to use that one for recording.
Oh, okay, cool. Just needs no setting.
It's not even showing up.
Do you have another computer you can use?
Yeah. They don't have like this port. So.
Is it Google Slides?
I do. Yeah. This was yours.
Are you try yours?
Yeah. Right. That's weird. Keep it.
What? Oh?
Oh, I think I got something.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh, sorry, but then just right there. Oh, it's not doing full screen.
You need to go.
Oh, shit.
Where is it?
It's off arrangement. Fuck. It's on arrangement.
Do you know how to mirror?
And use video display.
This way. Should be cool.
Look.
You should zoom. By the way, on the demo, you should zoom in.
Get the first slide on it.
On the side. Okay.
Where's
Are you logged in?
Where's the?
Yeah. Okay.
Which one's play?
All right, hi guys. So we're Team 10, and we were working on a project called Focus LCA. My name is Max. This is Louis, Maddie, Michael, and Andrew. So before we talk about the technical stuff, let's talk a little bit about lifecycle analysis. Lifecycle analysis is a process where you can analyze the environmental impact of a product when it starts as a material, gets manufactured, gets passed off to the user, its impact during its use, and then eventually when it gets disposed. So why is lifecycle analysis important? It's important because it allows a company to analyze the carbon footprint and other environmental impacts of their products, and it also lets them choose between, let's say, for a certain product, if they use different materials, what will be the impact. So what's the problem with current LCA software? The current LCA software has a lot of complex and outdated interfaces. Like you can see on the bottom two photos, there's two models for model building, and they're rather complex, and the one that we build is something that's closer like this. So it's a web application that allows you to easily build models and perform analysis on them, and it widens the use of LCA because it makes it simpler and easier to access, because a lot of these other software are they're provided by people where you have to download the software and then also like use their specific database to do your analysis.
Okay, so talking about the overview of our work and some features we worked on. First off, we decided to take a kind of a technical challenge, and because this project really needed it, we switched all the front end to AngularJS. We also completely redone the back end because they had a lot of old stuff, old tables that weren't used. We overhauled the UI. And we also added support for what we call subassemblies. We'll see what we call subassemblies in the demo. And overall, yeah, also the last point, the analysis and graphing, which is the main goal of doing an LCA analysis.
Right, so I'll go through some of the features really quickly. So this is the interface that we inherited, and this is the one that we worked on. So we use space much more efficiently. We put a toolbar at the top. We created subassemblies, which is essentially folders for your project to organize your project into different components, so you could simplify it. We also allowed you to save assemblies and switch between different assemblies. So if you're working on one project and you save it, you can move on to another project and change that up. And of course, analyzing, which graphs out the environmental impact of your project with 3 different types of graphs.
As for the review of this project, we started with this project with a 3.1 GPA, improved it to 3.8. Same with code climate coverage was pretty bad, 71% to 95%. And as we said before, we completely switched the front end to use AngularJS rather than a regular JavaScript or jQuery. So. Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've been talking about with lifecycle analysis. And we'll go ahead and look at our software. And let me just zoom out a little bit. Cool. So over here on the left, you can see our Finder view here. And this lets us look for materials and processes and that we can add to our assembly that will allow us to come up to create a product and its whole life cycle. So think of your phone. It started out as a bunch of raw materials like steel, gold, etc. And then it was made in a factory, manufactured, and then transported across the Pacific Ocean probably. And then it's used by you, powered up every day. And then eventually it'll make its way to a landfill, or maybe it'll be recycled, hopefully. Anyway, so that's what we see represented over here in the sidebar with our library. So I can go in and I can see all my different materials that I can add to help create my assembly. So we have a lot of things, so I can just go ahead and drag them into our assembly view. So here I've added acrylic acid. And I can also search. So I can see what are things that are associated, what are other acrylic acid processes, and that gives me a little view. I can also just search for anything else. So what about steel? So I can add some steel, and I can add some process onto that steel. So say I want to hot roll that steel, I can do that right there. And I can also create what we talked about earlier, sub-assemblies, which are basically just folders that allow you to organize your materials and your processes in order to create a visible product. So I can go like that, I can edit the name, and I can say, you know, like that, and then I can add things in as I see fit. Now, I think acrylic acid was probably wrong, so I can select that, and I can delete it, and I can also drag things to delete like so. Anyway, so if I want to rebuild a little subassembly here, you can see that the nesting works really well, which didn't work in our previous version. There was a lot of buggy code that we inherited that we were able to fix up really nicely. So just like that, and just really robust. It's really a pleasure to use. So I feel like building a product right now. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at a more complicated one. We got a lot here. So here we go. Here's some, and I can go ahead and edit the numbers like so. And I can also edit the units, of course. So we talked about the graph feature, so let's take a look at that. So I can, well, first I got to save, and then I can analyze it, and then we pop up, we can see different types of graph views here. And we see our bar graphs, our blur graphs, which show uncertainty as a specific customer request, as well as some step graphs, which are another common form of showing uncertainty in lifecycle assessment. And we have a nice little hover feature here. And as you can see, we can switch really easily between all of our different sub-assemblies. And I have many of them. So it's just really a huge improvement over what our customer previously had, bug-free, and it lets me, it's just really great. And yeah, anybody want to add any other features? I think we're pretty good. So thanks, guys.
Hope you liked our project.
Yeah. Done.
Should just go to friends.
Oh, wait. Oh, you want to start off on this one?
Start from there.
Is this fine? So you can... Where?
Froze.
Hi everyone. Is this working?
Yeah,
it's working. We are Team 7. We work for California Poets in the school this summer, and my name is Evie.
I'm Jackie.
Win.
And Carl.
Unfortunately, Peyton and Richard couldn't be here with us tonight, but they're there. So for this summer, we work for California Poets in the School. This is a non-profit organization that empowers students, their creativity and curiosity by teaching them how to write, perform, and publish their poetry. So the product our customer needed is a platform that can present the students' poems to the world. So the main feature that comes down to is first, for a teacher, it should be very easy for them to submit a poem with all the needed information. And secondly, for the administrator, they should be able to review the poem before it goes on public. And thirdly, for like public users, they should be able to view the poems with a pleasant gallery to see them. So, talking about legacy code, we started with a nice foundation with properly defined models and controllers, but there were a lot of issues that had to be fixed right away to be able to use. So mainly 3 parts. The first part is functionality. The core functionalities of submitting poems was not fulfilled by the legacy code. And secondly, the design was really bad. There was no CSS or anything. And thirdly, it was very insecure. Everyone with a link could submit a poem or like sign up as an admin, and that was not allowed to happen. So let's look at our UI changes. On the left side is how it used to look like, and on the right-hand side is how we redesigned it.
Gallery page. This is the gallery page. Oh, this is the gallery page. You can see a vast difference between the old code, and the old page and the new page. Next, please. As well as the poem view of when you click the poems in the gallery page. Next, please. And we'll slight changes in the submission form. And next, please. And as well as the login. Sorry, we couldn't make it fit. And as well as the approvals of poems in the admin page. We'll explain the functionalities later, but this is just an general overview of the changes we made.
I'll start with them.
Oh yeah, Wynn's gonna. Well, we have to yeah.
We have to hold this for you.
Okay. Right. Oh. All right. So I'm going to start off right away, just submitting a poem.
Wait, no, log out.
Oh. Well, I'll do log out later. So submitting a poem, right? So I already filled in most of the fields. So this is the poet teacher name. Oh yeah, and we also added this create poem tags box. So if you search, you can see what tags have already been made prior in the past.
Why are tags important is because our customer wants to be able to categorize each poem. So in the future time, you can be exploring similar poems, or you can search poems by the categories. So that's the reason why we're implementing the tag feature.
Right. So we also implemented contact us for more help button, and let's just submit the poem.
Oh, the further note in the tagging box, if the tag already exists in the database, it'll auto-complete it for you. If not, it'll just create a new tag, but you have to wait for the admins to approve the tag.
Right.
We'll get back to that. More into that later.
So we also added this congratulations page. From here, you can get redirected to submit another poem, or go to the gallery to see all the submissions. Right. You can also, from here, you can click on a specific poem. Oh wait, actually I'm in the wrong. Right, so this is when I'll show authentication. I'll log out and I'll log in, and this time I'll log in as our super admin. So, and from here, the super admin is, well, really quickly, the super admin has access to this high level overview page and can see all the poems and also edit from there. You can also see all the tags. Oops. Jeez. Well, that was unintended. But also, you should also be able to, from here in the database page, you should be able to go to see the biography of the teacher. And you should also be able to download the images that are associated or the PDF files that are that are submitted with the poem. Also, something new we implemented was we added also a tags page, and from here, admins could create tags as well, so they can mass create tags. And you should be able to see it in the pending approval. We just submitted hello, and you can approve and reject it from here. So now this approved tag can be, this hello tag can be used by all poet teachers who wish to submit a poem and wishes to tag their poem.
Okay. On the same note, as an admin, we mentioned earlier that they're allowed to accept, reject poems. Here you can see there's approved poems, the rejected poems, and the pending approval poems. Same thing for tags, which was one of our biggest feature that we implement during our semester. Yeah, and then once let's try to approve a poem right now. Oops, my bad. Approve.
Right, and once that's the Raven 2. So once you go to the gallery.
Yeah, once you approved the poem, you'll see the new poem inside the gallery. And let me click on one of the poems. As a further, we further implement the tagging feature by also giving the poet teachers the ability to approve tags for that specific poems inside the poem view, as well as obviously the poem itself and various information pertaining to the poem. And approved tags will show up down here as part of the information when people view it. And another feature we implemented was the teacher profile page. And we briefly went over it. We briefly skimmed through it at first, and I'll hand it off to Carl to further explain.
So we were asked to implement this teacher profile page because it's important to understand who is behind the poem and their background to understand it properly. And the way this was done was by fetching data from an external database and redisplaying it on this page. And I think that's it.
Oh.
And also we had a little nice email notification feature that every time a new poem has been submitted, the admin should get an email with a link to directly go review the poem, so that will save her a lot of time. As for the overall impact of our application, our customer likes to speak for us and speak out about how she feels about our work for the summer. This is Tina, she's our customer.
I thought it was kind of important for me to speak on behalf of the team that I just work with. We're poets. We're the dreamers of this world, and we make sure that our students learn how to dream. So when us left brain people work with right brain people, it can be very difficult because we talk a different language. But I was very happy to say that these kids, or I shouldn't call them kids, this team that we worked with, they were very patient with us, and they listened. And it's something that because we're educators as well, we deal in schools, we work with over 26,000 kids. We really want people to listen. And I have to say, this team did listen. So I want to say, give them the credit because they were amazing to work with. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Went off script. Alright, my computer? Yeah, he's one. Okay,
Right, so start from logout, right?
Yeah.
This is your link, right?
Yeah.
And so here's PowerPoint, here's the, and you need to show the email here. Ready? Yeah.
Yep. Everybody, we're oh, is it still projected warm up?
Oh, shit.
It's drawing on the screen. Arrangement. There we go. How do you present? There we go. All right, so we were in Romy. I'm sorry. We're in Romy. Unfortunately, one of our members couldn't make it today, but he was really dedicated to us, and we'd like to honor his presence.
Wait, actually, hold on. Just a clarification, he's not dead. Yeah. So if you see right there, that's George. He had to catch a flight today, so that's the reason he's not here with us. You know, just want to make that clear. And let's introduce ourselves as well. My name's Hadi.
I'm Derek.
Ken. I'm Carl.
Solid. So what is Enroll Me? Enroll Me is a service that brings students to other students. And we saw the necessity of this service when we first started taking this class. It was a sea full of strangers, and how could we know who we were going to work with? What these people we were working with were going to be like. And so we figured that Enroll Me would be the ideal service. And that's why we decided to take it on from its previous owners and make it our own. So Enroll Me's goal is basically to bring students to each other in such a way that they match to facilitate the best possible teams there can be. So here's a few examples of the improvements we made to Enroll Me. So back in the day, if you wanted to join a team, you'd have to get this long hash and then paste it into a bar, and that would be your way of joining a team. So we took that and we completely transformed it, and now we can join teams in an interactive way. And what do we mean by that? We mean Facebook-style requests, where you click on a guy. Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was going to say, did you want to show the demo?
Yeah, of course. Right, so it's where you click on a guy, and then, yeah, you click on a guy, and then a box pops up. You can send him an email, and then when that guy logs in, he'll see an email in his inbox, and then you guys can connect.
Okay, here's the list that we've done. An exciting moment, live demo. So students can sign up and fill up their profile. That's how we can look up each other. Okay, sign up. Okay, so based on client requests, all students have to be relisted before enrolling. This class, though, we have a checkbox to remind them, and yeah, they can fill up their bio, their time commitment, and we also care about the UI design. That's why, when are you available? Every day. What do you know? Some funder, some team management, and experience. Okay. And okay, we can also upload profile picture. And look, we care about users, so there is a preload image. We care about how they use their experience and resume. Sign up. Okay, and look, we even support the PDF to preview your resume.
And then the next thing we decided to do was, again, if you didn't know anybody, how are you going to find anybody? It's sort of like a chicken and an egg problem. So to tackle that, we decided to make a matching feature, which has a Tinder-style UI where you've got a sliding carousel of potential teams that you can match with. And these matches aren't just totally arbitrary or random, no. We decided to match you on teams based on teams that would be good for your skill set, or teams that would match your time availability very well. And so I'm going to demonstrate that to you right now. We also decided to make it completely asynchronous so that you wouldn't have to refresh the page every single time. That way, if you want to swipe a large volume of users, you can do it much quicker. Okay, can you take me back? Awesome. So right here in team list, see this bar up here? So right here, there's a team, right? 4.5 stars, not bad. And then here you can see all of the skills that this team knows. And you can even view the team and see everybody individually. Maybe send individual emails to them if you'd like. So yeah, going back. And then you click a page, and then boom, without even refreshing the browser, you have one more match for you.
Can you take me back to the okay, so I'm going to speak on behalf of George, who was not here, but he was the person who mainly implemented this feature here. And I also worked with him because I was working on the feature after this, and we sort of had it like to work together in order to coordinate. So what this is the team list. And if I'll show you in just a bit. On our website, we have a tab where you can sort, filter, search, look through the entire class roster essentially, and look for the teams that have been signed up. And what's really great, I think George did a really nice job with this, is that the search is also asynchronous. So just type a character in, and it automatically refreshes based on your input. So let's say I want to search for the guy named, I don't know, Harry. He sounds pretty close to my name. So you type in 3 letters, H-A-R, and boom, you see him right there. You can also filter based on the members here. So if since we don't have that many users, if I click these buttons here, I can filter based on if the entire group is waitlisted or not, the number of members, as I just showed. So not 3 members, but everybody else. I can also sort it based on how many members there are. And then here, this is a segue into my feature now. Can you take me back? So the feature that I worked on is the process of joining a team and being able to approve a team request. And so one of the issues that we had, thinking about this entire feature was if you're in a class like 169 and it's so big and you're trying to get enrolled into the class, right? The rule is that you have to be signed up in a team of 6. And so we thought that since most people, they might not know 5 other people and not be able to sign up, what we implemented was a feature so that you could click the users on the team list and be able to send a message to them inviting them to join your team, or actually it works both ways. And what's going on is when you send a request message, you're essentially requesting that your teams can be merged together. So if I send a message like this, hello, and I press send. And this actually sends an email out to every single member on the team I just clicked.
And you'll see right there it says your request has been sent successfully. So you can also go back to this tab right here called requests. Let's say that you changed your mind. You didn't really want to send request out to this guy Barry Jabber or something. You're like, I don't think he's going to work. So I'm going to click cancel request, and that cancels the request. It also works in the other way, obviously. So let me see if I can give a quick demo of that. Is this working right now?
It is.
Okay. So see if you can send a request to me.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will. Right. So if you send a request to me, I should also be able to accept that request, and I will see your name on my team.
So who do I know?
Yeah, so right now on the presentation computer, I'm signed in as Ken Chu. And so I just received a request. Now if I refresh this page, I have an incoming request from Derek. So I can click accept request. I like this guy, I want him to be on my team. And I go back to my home, and I see, boom, he's on my team now. And if I check out my own profile, 2 of us are out here. Yeah.
Now hold on a minute, honey. What if I wanted to leave this team?
Well, if you don't like me anymore, I mean, sure. So I guess I don't like you either, so I'm just gonna kick you out. That's fine. So I'm just gonna kick you out from my team because we have disagreements or whatever. And so now he's no longer on my team. And just to prove that is the case, I will go back to teams list, and I will see now Derek is alone by himself. And so that's the request feature.
And there is also email notification, so that you can know you got go. See, you have your incoming request, and you have an email when you sign up. Okay, so Cal is gonna talk about admin.
Okay. So on the admin side. So we improved the UI experience for the admins, and also a feature that our client really wanted is that she wanted to be able to email the whole team at the same time. Like she sends a single email to all the team. She had to manually copy paste every team member's email address and open her main client and send her an email. We streamlined that process into a simple thing. Okay, let me log in first as an admin. By the way, login is done using OAuth. Okay. So I log into my Berkeley account. Oh, the sheets changed?
I'm sorry?
Okay. For some reason, my account is not in the seeds. I think we didn't put them in the production seat. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, so we'll skip over that feature. Anyways, the thing is when you press on email the whole team on the team list, a form will appear when you enter your subject and your content for the email, and they send an email to the whole team. That's it.
No. Okay. Thank you.
Actually, just one more thing. So, I just want to wrap up this presentation by saying that this app, it sounds a little bit selfish, but this is really created for us. Like, I know everybody out here is doing, great things for nonprofits, but we hope that we made something that's good for just the students of Berkeley. Thank you, guys.
Why?
When you refresh the page.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Is that going to work?
Yeah. Just fill in the information.
You're going to start.
Where is it? Is it the bottom? You're not the bottom.
We had an internet thing. Sorry.
Let's go. What we need to do this.
Oh, chill over there.
Good evening, everyone. We are Team 6, and we worked with the OREM portal. Our team name is ASAS, which stands for our initials and Amazing Software as a Service. My name is Anna.
I'm Sean. I'm Andrew.
I'm Alice.
I'm Samuel.
And we worked with the Organization for Refuge, Asylum, and Migration. They're an international nonprofit that works with LGBTQ clients from Syria and Turkey who are fleeing persecution for their sexual orientation. And what this organization does is works with the UN to move them to either Europe or Canada. And this is the main person that we worked with, Jamie, who's the legal director at OREM. So this is how we got the portal. Basically what you could do is you could log in, you can see a list of your clients, and you can see their profile, which is just a basic questionnaire that they filled out. So what Jamie wanted, though, was a full-on case tracking system where he can move his clients from phase 1 to phase 10, look at their calendars, look at their notes, look at the documents that they uploaded, and see where it is what more information that they need. So in order for us to show you what we did, I'm going to move on to Andrew and Sean.
Thank you. So I'm going to be simulating what it's like for like an average OREM new client. So once you accept the invitation, you'll be brought to this form where you get to fill out your basic account information. So let's just say my name is Sean, and my password totally here isn't just password. I promise it's secure. So what it does is generates the questionnaire that all new OREM clients are required to fill out. So let's just do my basic information. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to say I'm an Arabic speaker born outside of Syria. Now, what's important about this questionnaire is not just to let the admins know more about you and your specific situation, but it also calls on one of the new features we added, which was the automatic form generation feature. And what that does is it pulls answers from your questionnaire and generates specific versions of forms based on what you did, specifically the language and country of origin. So here we can see these are the Arabic forms. And to make that feature even cooler, what it also does is it takes answers that you put in the questionnaire and auto-fills the fields inside the forms to make it just that much easier for the client. And here you can see it's the Arabic form with the fields filled out. And as a client, what I would probably do is I would download the forms, fill out any additionally required information, and then from there I could just upload a document so that way when the admins come to my account, they'd be able to see any case files related to me. So here I'll just upload a file.pdf and save that, and it should be there. So now for the administrative side of things, I'll be handing it off to Andrew.
Okay, so here I'm signing in as our central admin, which is like our administrator with all privileges. And immediately when I log in, the first thing that I see is, okay, there's this new user, Sean Shi. I want to look at his profile to see, if I should approve him or what. So, see his questionnaire, and everything looks good here. So I'm actually going to click approve. Okay, and now he's been approved. Okay. And what I also want to do is assign a caseworker. So now a caseworker is different from a central admin in that a caseworker only sees the clients that they're assigned to. This is something new that we've implemented. So I'll assign Jamie, obviously our best caseworker. And you can see now that when I look at caseworkers, Jamie is now assigned here. What I also want to be, and then maybe I'll also, Sean now qualifies for phase 2, so I'm going to go ahead and change his phase to that, and you can see that his status updates. Just browsing his profile, I also want to write things down for myself for later. So maybe I have questions to ask Sean when we actually interview him. And these are things that I don't want to forget, and things that I want to know how
he heard about Orem. And so before this portal, so Jamie would just be writing these notes just on paper, but now they're all in one place. And as well, we've added a calendar. These are required by law, and these are things that Jamie is actually writing on a physical calendar. Now he no longer has to do that because there's a calendar right here. And we can see now that when we view that calendar, we can see upcoming events. Yeah. Just you can see the whole thing. And we can browse events by week, by month. It's the Google Calendars API. So also I can see the documents that Sean has auto-generated and that he has uploaded. I can view that file that he's uploaded. Oh. And then, so also what has happened on my home screen is that we've recorded some events. Because this is a case tracking profile, we need to track everything that happens. This is something new that we've implemented. So just for the impact that this has on Orem itself, I'm going to pass it back to Alice.
Thanks, Andrew. So we built all these features, but what did we actually accomplish, and what does this mean for our client? So first I'm going to talk a little bit about the impact. So first, Jamie has told us that this means he's going to save 20% of his work time as a legal director, and he's able to dedicate this to instead more publications, advocacy, and furthering ORAM's great work. Second, it also keeps track of the entire case history, which is required by California state law. He communicated to us early on that he was kind of spending a lot of time on this, and we just felt we could have a better solution. And finally, he's able to manage all of his caseworkers, clients, and files in one central location, which is really great because before he kind of had this horrific story about all these Excel spreadsheets, writing things by hand, calendars everywhere, and it sounded like a mess, but now it's all in one place. And this makes for a very happy customer. Next, we also have the quality and quantity. Just in terms of quantity, we implemented a ton of features to take this platform from where it was to where it is today. You can kind of see a list here, but we already demoed it, so I won't go too much into it. This means that we built 7 new features. We have 59 accepted user stories, reflecting all the work we did. That's not just a big feature. Jamie said our customer satisfaction is 5 out of 5. And we also really prioritize having a healthy code base that we can pass on to the next team. So we have a 94% test coverage and a 3.6 code climate GPA, despite supporting 4 different account types with some very sensitive security issues. So finally, I want to talk a little bit about the team aspect of this. We really treated this as like a software engineering product, and for that we spent 70 hours in Moffitt together, consulting with each other on all big design decisions. And as a result, we had 0 Git disasters, which we're very happy about. And finally, we took this from a bare-bone framework to a fully functional portal. And the quality and quantity of the work that we did reflects in the fact that our client wants to host this live on their website next week. So this is the official oramrefugee.org website. He wants a subdomain to point to ours. And what this is saying is that Jamie thinks that the quantity, quality, and functionality meets the standards such that we can represent his organization. As an international nonprofit that partners with the UN, this is actually a pretty huge deal. I wasn't expecting this, but it's something we're really, really, really proud of. And with that, I want to pass it on to Sam.
All right, thank you very much. I think the given 7 minutes is running out. We couldn't invite Jamie here because right now he's in Berlin. But if you guys have any question how we implemented, we did most of the features per program. You guys can ask us after this class. And thank you very much. Everyone have a good summer. Thank you, sis.
See you.
not that.
HTML.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can put this in right here. Okay. Let's see. System preferences. Oh.
All right. Hi, everyone. So today we'll be talking about In the Potter's Hands, a community dedicated to helping victims of abuse heal and grow. Oh, is that? Can you hear me now? Yeah. Is this on? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so we built our app from scratch, and we were tasked with creating a forum for users to talk and interact with each other in a safe space. And essentially, we thought that this would be a good idea to utilize this platform to also introduce concepts like improving well-being and promoting personal growth as well. So as we built this from scratch, this is our very long and intensive feature list, to no surprise, but we're not going to bore you with all of those details. We've summarized it to our top 5 favorite features that we're most proud of and would like to share those with you here today. And without much further ado, let's head on to our demos. So I'll give this to Miguel.
Oh, hello. Yeah, you want to hold it? So as part of the forum, we made users have the ability to make posts, and these posts are really where users can initiate conversation with the greater community. And so, for example, they can make a new post here, but actually what I'd like to do is look up a post by a tag, and a tag associates the post with a general topic. So for example, I'm logged in as Helen, and she recently wrote a post about corgis. And so I'm going to go to this post and edit. And so in a post, we have a title, a description, and a body. And what was important for us was to allow the user to really express themselves to the community. So we really needed more than just text. And for that reason, we implemented a rich text editor. And it supports images, embedded videos, emojis, and text formatting. So I'm going to go ahead and, insert this embedded video. And there we go. And go ahead and submit. And now we have a cute little video that I won't play, but yeah, about corgis. Thanks.
Slides. Yes. Oh, there we go.
Cool. Hi. So we implemented real-time updates to comments and posts. For example, users don't have to refresh the page to get updates. I used the messaging pattern publisher and subscriber. For example, users subscribe to specific channels and publishers submit this message, and the users get that message. A challenge I had was to dynamically create custom comments channels. For example, if we're looking at post number 1, only people who are looking at that post will get that update. And here's a live demo between 2 comments.
So we're going to hand this off to Tess now to talk about his features. Oh, right. Oh, my apologies. I forgot this was not the live demo. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to take you very quick to the directories, assuming that I'm already signed in as a user. As you can see, it gives me everything. It's too fast. It gives me everything, and this is the users, one of the users. And if I go to my own profile, and I can access everything, my task and the goals, If I want to edit the image, also I can go ahead and choose whatever image that I'm interested in. And the rest of the goals and the details, Hannah is going to explain for you in the future.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so as Tess mentioned, I was going to talk about goals. So the goals feature was actually something that was kind of on the wish list in the ITPH community. And so our goal was actually not just to make a forum, but to really achieve the heart of this forum. And so basically we thought, you know what, let's do this, right? So you can basically create your own goal, as you can see here with this goal right here, and users can graduate from this task. So community life members spend 3 to 6 months working on these goals, so it's quite a big deal to them. So graduating from this task is not a small task, you know. So we wanted to celebrate their accomplishments. We also introduced gamification, so added badges so that it can engage users more and basically encourage them to use the app. And we wanted to incorporate these things, not just to incorporate them to make it cool, but to really serve the purpose of this forum. So yeah, that's a wrap on goals and badges. And now for Omkar.
So I'll be talking about the resources page. So this is the user account. So if we were to go on the resources page, we shouldn't see an upload button or a delete button, because users, they cannot upload anything. But now if we were an admin, for example, I'll sign out and I'll log into the admin account. Would you like me to hold this for you? Yeah. So we're now on the admin account. If I go to the resources page, we should now see the upload button. So I'll upload a file real quick. And now you can view the file. And an admin can also delete the file. And now I'll hand it off to Irene.
Yeah, I'll hold it. So as we mentioned, in addition to user accounts, we also have admin accounts. So I'm going to highlight some of the features of the admin account. If I go to the homepage, this is the homepage that every user sees once they log in. And as an admin, I have the ability to make these posts to inform users about maybe important information or upcoming events. So as you can see here, there's a welcome message, and here there's a demo day event. So if I click this, it follows to the forum where, so admins, in addition to this, can also edit and delete users' posts and comments. So this is to ensure that if users post sensitive information on accident, then I can go ahead and edit it or delete the comment. So here's me deleting this. And now you can't see it anymore. So as previously mentioned, users have a directory and admins also have a directory, but it looks a little different. So here I have a table of all their users, and I can follow this to their profiles, or I can also edit their information. So for here, I have Teddy, and I can edit his name, his email, username. I can set if he's an admin or not. And I can also change his approval status. So when users first sign up, they are not approved. This is to make sure that we don't have random users from outside the community signing up and going into our forum and reading like information that we want them to see. So once admins approve the user can now go ahead and use the site.
And now for a really thoughtful message from our client that, to be honest, made us all really emotional.
What we initially wanted was
is there
a place where people from our local community could connect and be able to
Can you guys hear
check in on things that are going on, maybe teaching or learning opportunities, also places where they can communicate back and forth in a really safe manner. What you guys have done is that you've given us this huge gift, and it's going to help people to get the healing that they need, to be able to create the community that they so desperately need for their healing. And It's going to help them get the relationships. It's going to help them thrive. And you guys actually like went off the charts and are going to touch their hearts and give them excitement and connecting with other people and with the app itself. I just couldn't be more thrilled. I'm absolutely ecstatic with all of this. It's perfect. It's way beyond what I could have dreamt of or imagined. You guys have done a great job.
Thank you, Tony and Hannah, for being so supportive.
Trying to make sure. Well, my shirt was tucked into my boxers, so that's. They're wonderful shit. That's okay.
No, we don't. We set the bar really low.
Go back. Go back.
Test, test. How's everyone doing tonight? So here we are. We are Team 2, Engineers Without Borders. Hope everyone's doing well. My name is Jerry. I'm here with my colleagues Armand, Toby, Sasank, Bill, and Claire. And this summer we've had the privilege of working with Engineers Without Borders. And throughout this presentation we will have three main components. First, we'll go over kind of who Engineers Without Borders is, what is our mission statement. Second, go into a live demo of our application. And third, but lastly, kind of explain the impact that we have hoped to make on our client. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to Sasank. He's going to talk briefly about the organization.
Yeah, so our client, Engineers Without Borders, is a volunteering organization that aims to empower communities through engineering projects. Now, they have over 200 active volunteers and over 3,000 members in their network, as well as 9 active projects worldwide. Now, they're involved in countries such as Kenya, like Nicaragua, Honduras, and many, many more. And so the core need that our client asked us to address was to build a robust and sustainable, scalable platform that volunteers can use to view projects that they might be interested in and contact project managers, as well as for project managers to be able to list their projects and to find and contact volunteers that who have the skills that the project needs. Now, I'm going to hand it off to Bill to give you a glimpse of where we started.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm going to go over live demo. And the left-hand side is the old project UI, and the right-hand side is the current project we have made so far. And now I'm using the old website. As I'm a volunteer, I want to sign up. And now I can see, what's wrong with this UI? And let me check the project list. There's no project list. This website is so useless. So that's why we need to improve a lot. And now Toby is going to explain some key changes.
In short, we wanted to take our app from a bare bones database of users and projects to a fully functional, fully featured project management system. And we wanted managers to be able to keep track of who's on their project and what skills they need, and we wanted volunteers to be able to sign, register, and find projects to apply the skills that they have. And to do that, we needed to start on the back end. So we took the database from 3 models to over 11. We keep track of more information like the skills, certifications, construction experience, design experience, and roles that users have and projects need, along with who manages each project and the volunteers in each project. And now I'll hand it off to Claire with a demo of our new volunteer tools.
Yeah, so, okay, so say that I am a new volunteer who would like to get involved and volunteer with Engineers Without Borders. So say my name is Karina Boo. And I can sign up here, and it will send a confirmation email to Karina's email. And if she doesn't confirm her account within 2 days, then it will be inactivated. And so now that I'm logged in, I can go and I can update my profile. And so here, my name is pre-populated. I can add some education and background. I can add like some languages that I can speak. And I can also add like some skills that I have, as well as all these other qualities that may be beneficial for Engineers Without Borders. And I can also add a picture of myself. So here. And I can update my background. And here's my beautiful profile page. And now I can go to project listings. And here I see an in-demand qualities banner, which shows some skills that are really in high demand for some projects. And so if I say I'm good at technical writing, then it will bring me to a project page where technical writing is like a really in-demand quality. And it'll show me like a description, some logistics, what they really need. It'll give me project manager information so I can reach out to them and contact them if I want more information. And then I can also go back to the main project listings page and scroll through a list of all of the potential projects. And now I'll pass it off to Armand, who will show the project manager view.
So one of the things we're really excited about is the product manager view, because previously this was just supposed to be an app so you could get in contact with a project. But what it's become is really a platform for project managers to actually manage their projects. So I'm going to go through, you first click on the because I wasn't logged in. That makes sense.
You can add security features also to make sure if you aren't logged in to route the right user, we have security measures for that.
Cool. So now if I go to my projects, I basically can see all the projects that I'm managing if I'm a project manager. And I am going to click on Project Remba, which is one of the projects I'm currently managing. And what I can do is, you see all the kind of the details that Claire kind of saw in the project view. But in addition to that, I can edit volunteers. And one of the things we were really excited about implementing is actually using machine learning to match projects with volunteers. So here you kind of see the scores of the different people that we think would be most compatible for a certain project. And then we can add them, like Claire and maybe Karina. And then they will show up here, right here. And yeah, so we're really excited about this view because it changes it just from a contact platform to an actually management platform, which we're really excited about. In addition, this is our Find Volunteers page. And if a project manager wants to actually go out and reach out to several volunteers they think could be interested in this project, there's several different ways you can do that. You can search by any of these fields that you think are relevant. But in addition to that, you can add a certain skill you may specifically have and then look through that. And then if you want to contact both of these people that know how to do technical writing, you can just click both of those and then contact volunteers, and it's going to send the email to those two individuals, and then it'll open your email app, hopefully. Yeah, right there. And you can basically... Okay. I use it actually. Oh, sorry. Was not supposed to click that button. Anyway, I can do it again, I think, and then it'll work. I think he had 2 emails. He had an email already open. Here we go. I'm not going to save it. Don't worry. Okay. Cool. And so basically here we have all of the different volunteers, and with their pictures, there's Karina, and yeah, so I'm going to pass it off to Jerry to kind of wrap it up and kind of talk about what kind of impact we're really excited about having.
Thank you, Armand. And now let's talk a little about the impact, how we hope to really take it again from this really just an email database into a scalable application that they hopefully can use to not only get more volunteers interested, but also have a way to interact with them on a live basis. And so through this process, we had this idea we needed to master Agile. And I think we've had iterations from 0, which you saw previously, to iteration 1, which I'll kind of just let the video speak for itself. It's kind of going through all the views. So iteration 1. Iteration 2. So you're getting a little better. A little search functionality. Iteration 3. And now, where we are today. And so there's a few lessons we learned along the way. First, over the course of 4 iterations, we managed to write over 500 lines of Cucumber codes. We have a 95% test coverage package with over 500 commits. And really, the idea in the beginning when Adolfo, our client, reached out to us was that, hey, we have this gala in October, and we know that we've previously had like 2 or 3 teams work on it. We don't think the app is necessarily at where we want to do right now, so it would be great if you could present it by the gala in October, but if you can't, we understand it might be like a massive undertaking. But throughout the course of these 4 iterations, Adolfo has been very happy with us and actually said that not only will he first link our application to the existing Edges Without Borders website so that they can sign up through our portal, but also this will be something that they present coming October as a finished product. And as you see during iteration 4, kind of skyrocketed a little bit and user stories as a way to really take the final stretch, take it to the next level, and wrap up something that not only were we really happy and proud about, but so was Adolfo. Now, thank you very much, and thank you for the great semester.
I don't know if it's like that connection. This is getting this bad. Yeah, I did. We could do HDMI. Is it? Oh, we do. Got it.
Do you want to try the other thing?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, there we go. We might have it.
Yeah, if we just wait a second.
There we go. Just seems to be.
Yeah, we're on the right one.
Okay. We good?
Yeah. Can you?
Just in case.
I'm gonna start.
Hi everyone, we're Team 1, and we're the final presentation of the day, so hang in there if you can. we work with Breathe California, and Breathe California's mission is to provide adequate information for users so that they can prepare themselves in the event of a lung health event, like an adverse lung health event. We'll talk a little bit about what that actually means, and our features will actually exhibit it. So a little bit about our motivation and what we did. We created a personal app, and I want to emphasize that we did not create a website. We created a personal app that was catered towards all of Breathe California's needs. And we'll kind of go into exactly what all of these are throughout our app. But we basically created an app that just goes through all of their needs.
All right, so this is the project that we inherited. So this is actually basically all the functionality that it had. You could add markers to the map to report allergens, but that was it. The sidebar didn't populate correctly with API data. And one of the main things that our client wanted was for us to clean up the UI, make it more user-friendly, and just make everything a lot more simple. So I'm gonna go into a quick overview of what a typical user interaction might look like on our site. So first, you can see we landed on the homepage where we get a nice little alert scrolling across the top for about things in your area. Now, if I want to check out what's happening in Santa Clara, I can click that through my favorite locations. I get the levels of the relevant allergens in that area. I can click on them to get more information about what the levels actually mean. And also, I can click on breathing information, where I get information about the wind as well as the precipitation. And also in the last tab, I can view information about UV and air quality. Our next feature that we have to show you guys is the ability to add custom markers or report custom allergens. So we can see I'm going to go ahead and add an allergen to the map. In this case, I'm going to report oak. And so when I hit submit, I get a nice little icon that comes up. And this was actually a challenging feature because the default Google Maps API doesn't allow you to do a lot of styling in terms of the info bubble, so we kind of had to build that from the ground up. And of course, you can have the ability to edit. So if I wanted to edit my bees marker and change it into a dog, I can go ahead and do that. I click submit, it changes instant. And then also, if I want to go ahead and delete an allergen that's no longer relevant or I accidentally put down, I can go ahead and hit it, and it's removed from the database as well as the front end. The next feature we did was heat maps. So this is kind of like how Waze does crowdsourcing information. So as you can see here, we have a heat map where I've put down a bee, and I'll show you how that works. So if I type in a bees allergen, and I put it down on the map, if other users have reported bees in that area, I'll get a heat map to see where other users have done that. And this was a challenge not only on the front end, but on the back end as well, and how to efficiently do SQL queries to see where other users have reported that same marker. All right, I'm handing it back to Smith now.
Another feature that our client really wanted us to implement was air quality. And this was really big because Breathe California as an organization obviously wants to report air quality data. And they actually didn't think we would be able to actually implement this, but we implemented on a global scale. So as you'll see in the demo, we're gonna zoom out of the map over here. And if we click the air quality tab, you'll actually get markers that pop up with colors and numbers across the whole globe. And you can easily see what those numbers mean on the left on the sidebar. And so you can easily search and zoom in to see what the levels are in the desired location that you want. But obviously this gets a little cluttered sometimes with our allergen data and heat map data, so you can easily remove it by clicking another tab, and it'll remove the markers right away. So the next couple of features that we have really have to do with personalizing user experience. So we wanted to make our app very user-friendly, and we try to emphasize this in the next set of features a lot because the user experience was actually like really key for us in terms of like retention rate, what our client wanted, everything. So the first one we had is location services. Basically, we wanted you to be able to use this app anywhere. So if you see in our demo over here, your default location is currently set to New York. But with a simple click of a button right next to the search bar, you can grab the data in your current location, which is San Francisco at the time, and the whole sidebar will be populated with the relevant information as well. So it's an easy way for you to leave anywhere that you want and grab the current data of your location as well. Translation. Also, one of our biggest features and hardest features as well. There was a lot of issues with implementing this as well. The Google Translate API has some issues with like cookies, where we wanted to be able to like save your settings, but if you have another computer logging in, it won't actually save that data in that language. So we ran into a lot of issues, but our client really wanted it. So in our demo over here, you'll see that if we go to the settings tab,
we'll actually change the language, and it'll orient the whole page in that specific language, including API data. So if you look at the allergens and everything, it'll be in that language. And for languages that are read from a different way, from right to left, we will also orient that page in that way as well. So Persian, for example, you'll also see that the scrolling text of like the alert will also be in that orientation. So if you actually sign out, it's the default one, which is English, and if you sign in, all your data is saved, so it's in Persian, oriented in the right way as well. The last feature that we really wanted to hit on was our email services. So this was more for the user and also making it user-friendly. We had a couple things that we wanted the user to have accessible to them. One was an email alert, talking about like the allergen levels in your area, and one was the air quality alert. So if you check in our demo over here, you can go to the settings tab and actually type in your email, which shows a random word, and it doesn't work obviously. But if you choose your email, it'll send you a confirmation link. If you look at your email, you can see a template that pops up in which you can confirm your email, and a splash screen will pop up confirming your email basically, and redirecting to your app of course. You can also unsubscribe if you don't want any email alerts anymore, and we will remove your email off of our database and redirect you to the app with your settings as well. So to show that we were really personalizing this app, we also made it so that if you change your language or do anything with the app, it'll save that data. So we changed it to a different language right here, Korean for example, and if we click on an expired link, which we'll do right here, to try to confirm, it'll give you an invalid page in that specific language and then redirect you to that app as well, just to make it a little bit user-friendly. Now, to show you guys the emails and how they look, we're going to change it back to English over here. And we tick these buttons over here that'll give you the email alerts. And this is exactly how it looks. So the first one is an email alert telling you what the allergen levels are in your area. So you can usually see that there's high pollution levels. It's an air alert. And the second one is an air quality alert for your favorite cities. So this is a daily digest, which will give you something daily from an RSS feed. And it'll actually show you the levels in your area. This is just our wall of features. We just wanted to kind of exhibit what we worked on. Some of these features we couldn't hit on today during our demo, but I just wanted to say that our group worked on a lot of features, and they really surprised me. And these are some of the ones that we implemented. And a customer feedback, we work with 2 clients, Jennifer and Troy, one of which I believe is here today, and I think she's going to speak too.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. So as a 106-year-old nonprofit organization, we're always looking for new ways to implement innovation and new technologies. So basically, the overall goal of this project was to improve the functionality of our current app to make more user-friendly and informative ideas on the app as it pertains to environmental issues that can adversely affect lung health. The new and improved app will virtually help every single person suffering from allergens, and through doing that, it will also help improve their lung health. The group has exceeded our expectations. We're very happy with the app. We wish we could work with you guys longer, and they definitely went above and beyond with their original task. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Let's give a round of applause to everyone again. And then judges will disappear for approximately 5 minutes. And you guys should mingle and talk around. We'll be back in a little bit with awards on who won.
Everyone I teach become Inflation, education should be up too. That is the flag. Don't just stand out.
Yeah, you want to explain one? So Kevin could do 3, 2, 1. You want to do first place?
No.
3, 2, 1?
Sure.
All right, you can do third place.
Wait, am I starting first?
Yeah, third place.
It's gonna light up.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, there's some Steve song intro. While Karina gets this started, I just want to say that we were all very impressed with all of your projects and really proud of what you guys have done. I can just speak to that. Oh, yeah. I remember when I was doing my presentation here, and you guys have way cooler stuff than when I presented. So congrats on that. I'm going to start off with the third place award. We thought the third place was Breathe California. We thought you guys had an amazing UI and worked and extended the current application very well. It was really impressive that you guys added translation in there. That's like super hard to do. So congrats on that.
Yeah, so for third place, you guys are will be getting either a referral to Google, Airbnb, or Uber, or any other connection to company that I can help you get a referral to. So awesome. Joe will present the second place prize.
All right, for second place, we have
Okay.
we have Simpatico Pup. We're really impressed with the number of features you guys managed to add to the base, and we were especially delighted by the analytics and database backup support you had, and so we thought you guys did a great job.
So awesome. you guys will be getting a referral plus a personal recommendation that I will write for each of your members. And now for first place prize, Kevin will introduce who won first place. And meet Chicken Nugget.
All right, so for first place, we have ORAM. We were very impressed with the feature set here, the ability to go into a PDF with translation and already filled out things, and just the overall functionality of the app.
Congratulations. So besides the referral and the recommendation, I will bring you on a personal tour of Google Campus along with Chicken Nugget. We also had some other honorary awards added to feature the best UI UX. You guys had definitely the most polished application on UI side. So Breathe California, congrats to you guys. Amazing job. As well as the most delightful with the cutest graphics in the Potter's hands. You guys also did amazing, especially building it from scratch. And now I would also like to award some top performing teammates. So you guys had all nominated top teammates in your last iteration. So here there is Toby from Engineers Without Borders. His teammates said really, really great things about him. Almost all his teammates had nominated him for as being one of the most crucial players, consistently top performer. With any bug open, he would be right on it even before other people could get to the bug. And he's super passionate about the project and always there to help his teammates. Second, there's also Win from California Poets. So he always goes the extra mile in building features, making sure those features had little or no bugs, worked on the project like every day was the deadline, super motivated, convinced one of his teammates, unhealthy, but pulled all 3 nighters to work on a feature that the client wanted but thought they would not have time to finish. So congrats to Win. Also, Andrew Hall from ORAM. When he works on something, he makes sure he really knows it and learns it. And apparently no one has found a bug in what he's done. May or may not be there, but no one has found it. Extremely willing to help all of his teammates. And if you see how much he posts on Piazza answering like everybody's questions, that's how much he helps his team. They're saying that his work sessions are pretty much like going to Andrew's office hours. And with that, if you want to be a TA next semester, please come be a TA. So awesome. Congrats to Andrew. So 2 more. I wanted to recognize like the top 5 people that were nominated. Simon from Breathe, California. So pretty much all his teammates said he's a leader, always on top of things, and puts so much time into the project, and refactored one of the most complex files, and was pretty much always there to help other people debug. So awesome job of being a great leader for your team. And then the last were 2 programmers within Breathe California. So they were both nominated equally within their team, but as phenomenal coders and programmers, engineering powerhouse, incredible asset to the team, and they were both like super dedicated and fun to work with. So awesome job on Breathe California team, Suresh and Dominic. And there was way more nominations. This is only some of them, and there was like 10, 15 more people nominated. So you guys are all amazing. Congrats. And that is all. So congratulations to you all. You guys have grown and learned so much in this summer. It was just 8 weeks. I'm really sad that it's the last day. But yeah, thank you all for an awesome semester. And then people who won prizes, and even if people who did not win prizes but need help with like resumes or interviews or need referrals, feel free to email me, even post the class, and we will also organize a team social event for you guys to come to in a few weeks. Class dismissed.